Hello, today we are talking with Ine, our vet student from Norway, and it's her third year in Wrocław, and she will tell us something more about her veterinary studies. I'm happy to have you here, Ine, and I'm looking forward to hearing more about your experience. So, could you tell us how come that you ended up here in Wrocław? What made you choose our faculty?
First of all, thank you for having me. There were a couple of factors that decided which school I wanted to go to. So from a strictly educational perspective, I really wanted to go to a school that has the EA/EVE certification because I think that's a good quality stamp to have as a school. So in that sense, Wrocław was an easy choice for me. But I also wanted to make sure that I would actually enjoy living here. So what I did, I messaged different students at different universities, so in Wrocław, Warszawa, Košice, and just asked them how they found it there, how they liked living in their school, how they liked their school and the system. And I just ended up thinking that Wrocław would be the best choice for me. And so far, so good.
Okay, yeah, and probably there are many Norwegian students here in Wrocław studying veterinary medicine, right?
Yes, there's a lot of Norwegian and a lot of Irish, so I feel like I haven't even left that far from home.
Yeah, and it's quite close, like to travel back and forth to Norway and Poland. It's quite convenient, I think. Yeah. What do you like most about being a student here at the faculty?
I really like the professors and my classmates because compared to a couple of other universities, the classes here are smaller. So we're about 40 to 45 people in our class, and it's divided into 3 groups. So you get a really personal relationship with your classmates and the professors. So I feel like there's a good community here and everyone helps each other to get through the studies because it is hard, so it's really nice to have the community and the support from the people around you.
Yeah, that's important, like to have this personal touch, to have this personal contact. Yeah. What does a typical day during your studies look like? Like, what do you do usually during the week?
It really depends on which year you're in, I think. I had a lot more free time last year in second year, but in third year it's very busy, which I like. So it's the last preclinical year of the studies before we start the clinical years. So there's pathophysiology, pathomorphology. So I start the day with walking my dogs because I have 2 dogs here that I brought from Norway. And then I go to school and have my labs and my lecture, either in person or online. And then if I finish late, I will usually have the evening off and just spend it with my dogs or relax. But if I finish early, then I will either study for the courses we had that day or study for a test or prepare notes for the next lab. So in third year, there's a lot of studying, but on the weekends, mostly we have time off. So that's good.
Great. You already said how you spent your time after classes, walking out with your dogs. What are other things to do in Wrocław, in the city? How do you spend your time here?
Well, my friends and I recently discovered that there are a lot of escape rooms in Wrocław, so we tried those. So that's a great way to disconnect, and we love just going out for dinner or making dinner at each other's apartments. And now that it's getting close to wintertime, we're having a Harry Potter marathon. So really just spending time with my friend group and trying new things, going out for dinner. And also, like I said, we love the escape rooms here.
Yeah. Yeah, are there escape rooms in English as well?
Yeah, they're both in English and in Polish. So all the people that we've met so far, they're really good at speaking English. And also all the activities in the escape room are in English.
Wow. I did not know that. So what do you like about living in Wrocław?
I'm from a really small town in Norway with not a lot of people. So I love the contrast of living in a big city with lots of people, things happening all the time. And I love the people here. In my experience, most people, they do speak English, even though I'm trying to learn Polish. But most people here speak English. And even if they don't, I find that if you need directions or you need help, everyone's more than happy to help you. So I love just the people here and things happening all the time.
Did you have a chance to learn some more Polish?
We have 4 semesters of Polish in our education. And it's really difficult, but I'm slowly getting there.
Okay. Yeah, it's important to know some Polish to survive. Sometimes it's useful. What are the fun things to do in the area?
Yeah, obviously escape room is really fun, and then go to restaurants or play sports in the parks. The school or the International Student Society arranges extracurricular activities like football, and there are a lot of tennis players here in the school. There's also roller skating. A lot of people here do roller skating, and a climbing park or climbing area. You can also go to the shopping malls here and just explore the city, because I find that there's, like, regardless of how much time I spend here, there's always something new to do, so you're never bored.
And what about life on campus, like the student life on campus, the atmosphere?
I feel like if it makes sense, it's a very friendly atmosphere. It's very easy to make friends here because most of the people, at least in English division, are not from Poland and don't speak Polish and have no relationship to Poland other than coming here for studying. So everyone kind of starts alone, so it's really easy to make friends and find that sense of community. And you make friends with people from all over the world. So my friends that I hang out with the most, they're from, of course, Norway, like I am, and also South Africa and Germany and New Zealand.
Wow. So it's a great opportunity to make connections with people from all around the world. It's great. What are your tips on how to survive finals, exams? Is it difficult?
I think it's very difficult. I mean, from my classmates and from my own point of view, I think it's very difficult, but it's absolutely not impossible. The thing that I find the most difficult is not the material, because it makes sense and it's not super hard, but there is a lot of material. So it's getting all of that material in a short time period. So what helped me a lot is flashcards, writing questions on the front and then answers on the back, and discussing it with my classmates. Because sometimes I understand something that my classmate does not understand, so I can teach her or him, and then my classmate will understand something that I have no idea of, and they will teach me. So it really helps to discuss.
It's like a team learning, group learning. Yeah, good advice. So do you think that studying veterinary medicine is hard?
I think it's very hard, but it's fun. It's fun. You can make it easier by studying in short periods of time. Don't save it up for the 2 weeks before the finals, because you will be exhausted. But it's absolutely not impossible, and it's very fun and it's very interesting, because most people are studying this because it's the only thing they want to do. So it's hard, but it's a lot of fun too.
So the best tip is to be passionate about the subject you study, and then you can survive all the difficulties. Yeah. So what was the most unexpected thing you experienced during your studies?
I always liked science, but I was surprised by how much, for example, chemistry there is, because you grow up and you want to work with animals, and you start vet school and you think, oh, you're going to see animals right away. And of course we do see some animals in the early years, but there's a lot of theoretical in the first 3 years. So even though I understand why it's important, it was kind of surprising. I was also surprised how early we start out working with actual animals. We start from 3rd year, doing clinical examinations with cows and horses and dogs every week. So that was a really good surprise because it really motivates you to work with actual animals and to put the practical knowledge behind the theoretical.
Do you have any favorite species you like working with?
I want to work with small animals, so dogs and cats, but my favorite animals are cows.
Oh, wow.
So there's a cow here. Her name is Betsy, and she's the sweetest cow in the world. We work with her every Monday, and she is so nice. So she's my favorite.
Okay. So did you like cows before you came here to study, or it's like something new you discovered here?
I always liked cows, but with between second and third year, you have this summer practical internship at a farm. So you stay at a farm for 2 weeks, and mine was a dairy farm. And I loved the cows there. They were so happy and well cared for, and lots of calves, and they're just so funny. So that really made me like them a lot more, to actually work with them and see what they're like.
And in terms of internships, where can you do your internships? Do you have to do them in Wrocław, or you can choose the place where you want to do it?
You can do them in Wrocław. The school arranges for you to do internships if you're from, for example, some of my classmates are from Vietnam, in a huge city with 10 million people. So it's really difficult for them to find a farm in the middle of that. So the school will help you and arrange for internships in Wrocław. But you're also allowed to, if you have the chance, to do the internship in your home country. So I did mine 10 minutes from where I live.
Okay. So what is your advice for a new student who wants to start university here?
I would prepare for the classes. Don't come to classes completely unprepared, because it'll help you so much if you just really quickly read over the PowerPoint or read over the topic, and don't procrastinate. I did a lot of that in the first year. And kind of saved things to the last minute, or waited until 2 weeks before the final, and it made studying really difficult for me. So don't procrastinate, just try and stay on top of things, and ask for help, because it's okay to ask for help.
Yeah, and the team learning you mentioned before.
Yes, absolutely.
So what are your helpful study tips for future veterinarians? You mentioned a few.
Yeah, flashcards, absolutely. And quizzing each other. So that's what we usually do in my study group. We study on our own for the first couple of days to get the information in. And then we meet up for our study group. And then we will quiz each other. We'll have go fish. So you have cards with questions, and you pick them and have to say the answer to keep the card. And also just discussing the topics. If you're unsure of something, ask someone either in your own language or someone in your class to describe the topic for you. Because it can really help just getting another perspective, or hearing the same thing but in a different sentence structure.
In different words, yeah. Okay, for some people, Poland is still kind of like an exotic country. They don't know much about Poland. So what are the things to remember before moving to Poland?
I would definitely try and learn some about the Polish culture. Learn what is okay and what is not. Learn some like sayings in Polish, like good morning, good day, say thank you, and just try and figure out how the society works here, because sometimes it can be very similar to your own home country, and sometimes it can be completely different. And I would also just find out what you want to do here. If you're studying, where do you want to live, what area, and find out the prices of things, and just figure out how life works here.
Yeah, great. I really liked our conversation today. I'm so happy that I could get to know you better. So thank you for today's talk, and hopefully it will encourage some people to come and study here in Wrocław at our university. So thank you.
Thank you for having me.